Hi, my name is Joel. I'm a postgraduate student at the University of Oxford, and today I'm in the lovely Port Meadow, which is one of the nicest sites in Oxford, to try and give you 5 top tips on setting yourself goals for the new academic year. Tip number 1, it's important to pick the right sort of goals. The temptation is, when you're doing anything like this, you find a lot of people do it when they're making New Year's resolutions, is you pick some big, sort of impressive milestone to aim for. And actually it's quite difficult, because a lot of the time when you're aiming for these big milestones, what you're really having to do is do several little steps. And it's more helpful actually if you say, okay, I'm going to pick a smaller, more achievable goal, because when you achieve that, you'll feel better about yourself, you'll get a bit more momentum. Nothing kills your enthusiasm, nothing kills your drive to go forward like failing to achieve something that you've set out to do. So what's very important to do is set something realistic that's relatively short term. So instead of, I need to go from a C to an A star in 2 months, say, actually what I want to do is in my next sort of few homeworks, or in the next sort of couple of practice tests, I want to improve by at least 5%, 10%. I want to improve 1 grade in the next 2 months. If you do that and carry on doing that, you'll find yourself where you want to go in no time at all. Point number 2, it kind of links in with what I said before about picking the right kind of goal, and for the same reasons, but it's don't try and do too many things at once. You want to focus your efforts, okay? So pick that one thing that you want to do, and just work on that at the beginning. And what you'll find is, again, like with picking sort of small achievable goals, is the more you achieve, the more you're able to achieve, the more sort of impetus, the more drive you'll get, the more motivation you'll have. So focus your efforts, do it smartly, and achieve things. Point number 3, just get organised. You've picked the right goal, you haven't decided to commit yourself to something that's so big you're setting yourself up to failure. The important thing now is to decide when and how you're going to do it. You're going to decide every X number of days, maybe every day, maybe every other day, maybe once a week. You set time aside to actually achieve these things. And what you'll find happens is doing a little bit very often and just sticking to what you've planned to actually will enable you to achieve things a lot quicker than you thought you could previously. Number 4, keep yourself accountable by telling other people about your plans and about your goals. So I find it personally a lot easier to disappoint myself and not stick to goals and things that I've committed myself to than it is to disappoint somebody else. So I'll tell somebody else, look, I want to do this thing, and in order to do this thing, I want to have achieved, A, B, and C over this amount of time. And I find that once I've done that, it's actually a lot easier to keep up with my commitments, because I don't want to embarrass myself by having told somebody that I was going to do something and end up not doing it. Find somebody you trust, find somebody who cares about you and wants you to succeed, and tell them about your goals. Believe me, it will make you a lot more likely to stick with your commitments. Tip number 5, this is the final one and probably the most important one, and it's don't beat yourself up when you fail. Everybody fails to stick with some commitment or fails to achieve some task or goal that they've set themselves, no matter how manageable, because sometimes life gets in the way, you might not be feeling great, whatever. There are lots of different reasons, and the important thing is not to beat yourself up, because if you beat yourself up, you're less likely to try again. You just have to be responsible, say, okay, well, I messed up, I didn't do what I wanted to do, but I'm not going to let that get in the way from doing more in the future. I'm going to be responsible, I'm going to try again. I'm not going to sit here beating myself up. Thank you everybody for listening to my tips and tricks on how to set and achieve your goals this coming academic year. I hope you've got something informative out of it. I hope that you found it helpful. And if you've got any other questions about how to succeed in academia, or how to get into your favourite university, or how to cope with anything in the academic sphere, A&J has got loads of great videos on their playlist on YouTube, and they also have their own channels, and that's worth checking out. In the meantime, I wish you all the best success. Have a great day.